This is for educational purposes only. This is part two of um, of estimating. Sorry, y'all. It's been a long day. So either way, with the estimating, like I explained to y'all before, so this is going to be an example of if you had a water loss. So let's just say it was a cat 2, which is pretty high. That means you got a lot of water in your basement. And we're going to use a basement as an example because it's a little bit easier, right? So anyway, um actually, let's do bathroom. Let's say your bathroom flooded. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So bathroom flooded. Let me show y'all um what the program I use to do the estimate. I really can't show y'all the one at work but I'll show y'all a little bit. Hold up. So this is what it looks like. It's called Xactimate. This is what we use. Okay. All right, since I done showed y'all what the program actually looked like, let me tell you this. Okay, so let me get comfortable. Ugh. All right, so our scenario is water's in your bathroom, right? So when I'm doing the estimating, I have to look at what your measurement. So I'm gonna sketch out the bathroom that was damaged, right? That's what I would do. So I would draw it if it's a 12 by 12, it's a whatever measurement the bathroom is, that's what I'm gonna measure. Sketch out. Then I have to put I gotta ask or the pictures that you submitted, which is why I told you it's helpful because I don't have to call you and ask you. I can look at the photos. I can look and see there's a toilet, there's a pedestal sink, you got a shower tub combo. So I'm gonna put that in the sketch too. Put my blocks in there, whatever. I can look at it now. I can eyeball things and tell you what the measurement is now because I've been doing it for so long. When I first started, I used to have to ask or either look at the um, mitigation estimate to see what the measurements are for the vanity and stuff like that. But now I'm pretty spot on. But I still look at the mitigation report just to be sure to check myself and make sure. So anyway, you put that in there. Then my first line item, I need to put. This is just me. I start with the floor and work my way up. So what type of flooring do you have? Normally people don't have carpet in their bathroom. Most people have tiles. Some people have the wood planks. It just depends. I'm gonna look and see if it's actually damaged by the water. If your tile not damaged by the water, then I'll say, hey, if the mitigation didn't clean up the water, then I'll go ahead and put that as a line item for the cleanup for the tile, right? All right. Then you'll look at, I'm moving up. Let me see the baseboards. Are the baseboards damaged? Is the shoe damaged? Then I'm going to have to detach, reattach, or I might have to get rid of them. Most of the time, you have to detach, reattach. If the mitigation company in their report they've already detached and we've paid them, I can't pay you twice. So this is only for the rebuild. So what I'm replacing. So that means the baseboard, the shoe, if you had a shoe, then I'm replacing that. That's what I'm gonna put on my line item. I do have to paint it. Looks like they painted it. All right. Or some people have the wood where you have to stain it. That's fine too. You have to look at the photos. We have to look at the photos to put you back to pre-loss, right? Then I'm looking at the flood cuts. Okay, the mitigation company looks like they cut 3 feet up. So that's what I'm going to put on my line item to replace. I'm going to replace those 3 foot. Looks like they cut all the way around the perimeter. So that's what I'm going to put as. Now, most people, most adjusters, they don't look at this, but I look at the sockets. When they do a cut, they have to move the sockets, right? The electrical sockets. So I also make sure I put labor into that. You have to take the sockets out. You have to put them back. The drywall have to be prep prime. Also, you have to paint it. You have to blend it, right? So I have to pay for that. Depending on if you have a window that's in that flood cut, there may be certain things that you may have to put in the estimate for that. If a person has vents, sometimes they have floor vents, sometimes they have the vents that's on the drywall. It depends. We have to look at the photos. You have to detach that, right? You have to move it. So I have to put that in the line item. One thing you also have to do, it depends on what kind of flooring, because if you have a pedestal, sometimes you have to remove the pedestal. Sometimes the flooring's under the pedestal. So everything you have to use your brain with. Like you gotta think, right? Um Also, you have to think about the debris removal. So if they have to pull up all the flooring, they have to put it into debris removal, right? Depending on how much debris removal is, depending on how big my truckload is going to be on my line item, right? But I always make sure that I put debris removal on every estimate, because we have to throw away everything, right? You gotta, when you're doing a rebuild, you have to throw it away. The old materials that are damaged. So that as well. You also, as an insurer, one thing, and this is just me as an adjuster, I always put down, especially if you self mitigated. Remember, we talked about that. If you self mitigated, I'm going to put that in the estimate, because I want to pay you for you cleaning up or mitigating your damages, right? So you want to put that in there. But the estimating process, once the adjuster, what you have to understand is once the adjuster's finished with the estimating, we do have to send that over to our QAs or our higher ups to look over it. So it doesn't just go through us and then we say, hey, here's the money. No, we have to send it over to a QA in order for them to approve it. Once they approve it, then we're able to go over the estimate with you and then do a payout. Okay. So, and normally it takes a couple of days for a QA to grab it and go over it and make sure that everything is approved. And they do look at the policy. They make sure that we're going by estimating standards, things like that. They're going over everything to make sure that the estimate is up to estimating standards, the policy standards, if the damages are warranted, things like that. Once we get that down, then we give y'all a call and we disperse y'all money. So on my next video, I'll be talking more about the payout. So like, share, comment for more tips about homeowners insurance.